Hi there, and welcome to the weekly Asylum and Immigration Reform Update, where I share with you 5 recent stories of interest to asylum seekers and those who want to stay current on immigration news. This week, we're discussing
Trump's team prepares for mass deportations while weighing the fate of dreamers. A judge blocked Biden's policy to help immigrants get green cards without leaving. Trump dismisses deportation costs while claiming mandate for immigration reform. Immigration groups protest in Los Angeles against Trump's deportation promises. Mass deportations could cost $968 billion as advocates prepare legal challenges.
I'm Brian Manning. I used to be an asylum officer with the government, but now, as an asylum lawyer, I help immigrants all over the country to secure their future in America through asylum. It's my pleasure to bring you asylum and immigration reform updates each week right here on the Political Asylum Lawyers YouTube channel. Okay, let's get to the news. First up,
Donald Trump's allies and private sector contacts are actively preparing for large-scale immigration enforcement as the president-elect's team focuses on reinstating previous border policies. Early plans prioritize removing undocumented immigrants with criminal records, while discussions continue about the fate of dreamers, who have historically enjoyed bipartisan support. Former AICE Director Tom Homan, potentially slated for a key immigration role, emphasizes plans for targeted arrests rather than neighborhood sweeps. Private contractors are already discussing expanded detention facilities, though significant logistical and financial hurdles exist. The average cost of removing one undocumented immigrant was $10,900 in 2016, with additional transportation costs of $1,978 per deportee. Department of Homeland Security officials anticipate major policy shifts, including possible termination of Biden-era parole programs that allowed certain nationalities to temporarily live and work in the U.S.
And next up, for update number 2,
a federal judge struck down a Biden administration policy that aimed to help undocumented spouses and stepchildren of U.S. citizens obtain green cards without leaving the country. Texas-based Judge J. Campbell Barker ruled that the Keeping Families Together initiative, which could have benefited an estimated 500,000 immigrants, exceeded presidential authority. The program would have applied to individuals living in the U.S. for at least 10 years who posed no security threat and utilized existing parole-in-place protections. Applicants meeting criteria, including marriage to a citizen before June 17, could have sought 3-year humanitarian parole and work authorization. The ruling comes as immigrant families face heightened uncertainty following Donald Trump's election victory, given his campaign promises of mass deportation. Currently, non-citizen spouses seeking legal status often face years-long separations while applying from their home countries.
All right, time for our third immigration update.
In an interview, President-elect Donald Trump dismissed concerns about the cost of his promised mass deportation plan, stating there is no price tag when it comes to removing certain immigrants from the U.S. While emphasizing plans for a strong and powerful border, Trump said he welcomes legal immigration from people who have love for the country. The acting ICE director had previously warned that mass deportations would present significant logistical and financial challenges, requiring coordination across multiple federal agencies. Trump, who made notable gains among Latino voters despite his immigration stance, framed his election victory as a mandate for immigration enforcement. The president-elect described very nice transition calls with Vice President Harris and President Biden, and reported speaking with around 70 world leaders since his victory.
And moving right along, update number 4.
Immigrant rights organizations, joined by labor and faith groups, rallied outside Los Angeles City Hall following Donald Trump's re-election victory and promises of mass deportation. The Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights led a coalition demanding protection for immigrant communities, with leaders emphasizing the need for organized resistance. Black Alliance for Just Immigration highlighted the disproportionate impact of immigration policies on Black migrants while calling on President Biden to fulfill promises of permanent protection for 11 million undocumented individuals. Local advocates urged the Los Angeles City Council to finalize sanctuary city ordinance language following an earlier unanimous motion. Speakers included long-term residents like a housekeeper of 25 years who expressed both fear and determination, while community leaders stressed solidarity and support for vulnerable immigrants.
And finally, our 5th immigration update for this week.
Immigration advocates are mobilizing to challenge President-elect Trump's promised immigration policies, which include ending humanitarian parole programs affecting over 1 million people and implementing mass deportations. The American Immigration Council estimates deportation efforts could cost $968 billion over 10 years, requiring significant congressional funding for arrests, $89.3 billion, detention, $167.8 billion, legal processing, $34 billion, and removals, $24 billion. Economic experts warn of significant impacts, noting undocumented immigrants paid $75.6 billion in taxes in 2022 and comprise 4.8% of the U.S. workforce. Civil rights groups, including the ACLU and National Immigration Project, are preparing legal challenges, while acknowledging immediate policy changes could affect 37,395 people currently in ICE custody and potentially 288,000 more through expanded expedited removals.
And that wraps up this week's immigration news. If you want to win asylum in the United States, then you should call my office today. We help people all over the country, so it doesn't matter where you are. Call us now to schedule an Asylum Strategy Session so that we can help you secure your future in America through asylum. Again, I'm Brian Manning, and it's an honor to serve you in your immigration journey.